It's gonna be a loud boom. I'm scared.
What the fuck? What happened? Quit! Renee, it's still letting you.
The other one was better.
Wait, it's a commercial plate. Oh my God, do it again.
What happened after we made that explosion?
I saw a cop, and I'm like, cop, and Renee's like, oh, let's just stay here and sit and act like nothing happened. And I'm like, dude, there's smoke everywhere. And then the cop, I'm like, I see his blinker on, and so I'm like, oh my God, he's turning. So I run and I hop the wall, and Renee's standing there still. And then she runs, and then the cop, I guess he came in, and we ran in the house, and of course he saw where we lived because we hopped our wall, and then so like we went in the house, and we're standing there, and it's like, let's tell my mom. I'm like, no, let's not tell your mom. I'm like, oh, and then I went and I went in this living room right here, and I like climbed up in a window, and right when I was looking out the window, the cop was
That window over there by the piano.
The cop was looking in, but not from the window, from over the wall, and he saw me right when I stuck my head out. And then I was like, oh crap, he saw me. And then I turned and I saw him. And then so like I guess he came to the window and he called Shirley, Renee's mom, out. But before he did that, I was like, Shirley, tell him we were in here the whole time. And she's like, tell who? I'm like, there's a cop outside. Like, what happened? And I'm like, Renee, let's go change. Because we're wearing bright colors. And we're gonna say it wasn't us, and some people just ran through our yard. And she's like, wait, what am I gonna change into? We don't have time. And then
Part 4.
And then the cop calls Shirley, and they're all, you guys come out here. And Shirley's like, what happened? I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, the church lady called the cops on you. And he's like, and I saw you guys run, so I didn't know what you guys were up to. So, you know, I didn't know if you guys were armed. I could have tasered you guys. And then I see you hop the wall. And then we're like, oh. So he's like, yeah, you guys you can't do that. You can't be doing that. He's like, what was it? We were playing with Piccolo Pete's. And I'm like sitting there trying not to laugh. And then Shirley's like, Piccolo Pete's? Where'd you get those? And we're like, anyways. And he's like, well, you know, ma'am, you are going to be responsible for these children if this does happen again. And they're like, and we know that the second one you guys did because she called the cops on you guys the first time. And I saw all the smoke from the second one. We're like, oh. He's like, so, don't do it again. And I'm like, don't worry, we won't do it again. And he's like, okay, and then he went walking away, and me and Renee started busting up laughing. We did a big high five. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And then the bottle was all like scrunched up and like, yeah.
It was basically dead.
And then Renee's grandma was worried about getting a bad rep in the neighborhood. She's like, the neighbors are going to talk about me. And then Shirley's like, where did you get those? Okay, and then Shirley was like, where'd you get them? And I was like, my aunt. And she's like, oh. And she's like, so, and then Renee's grandma was like sitting there complaining, and we're like, ah, whatever. And Shirley's like, it's not that big a deal. And then she's like, just don't get me in trouble. And then, what's it called? And then like 10 minutes later, she's like, yo, you guys want to go get ice cream? Oh God. And then like, Shirley told us to go outside and clean up our mess. And so I went out there, and Renee's scared to hop the wall because she didn't want to go back over there. And freaking, like when I'm hopping the wall, a cop drives by, and then another cop was coming, and they turned down a street, and then they turned around and started coming back our way. And I'm like, okay, anyways. And I was picking up the bottles. When I was doing that, a freaking bomb squad SWAT car went driving down the road. It's hilarious.